Hey everybody, welcome back to Dress to Quest. It has been a minute of time since we've been here, and I will tell you, I am so excited to be back. But for those who have not watched, there is a bit of a cliffhanger from last week or last time we were here. Before we do, of course, you can notice there's a strange thing in the corner. Don't worry about that. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But we're gonna spin around real quick. Let everybody know tell everybody who they are and who they're playing, and then we'll get right into the story because we have a lot to deal with tonight. We're gonna start with Alex.
Maybe later on we'll get a little bit of spice. Who knows? We're mixing it up.
All right. Go down the line. Chris.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris and I'm playing Jinjack Wonderful, our life cleric. I don't know about the spice, but all right, I'll add some sugar.
There we go. Uh, Space.
What's up, guys? I'm Space. I'm playing Benji Goldenclaw, the totem warrior, bear totem warrior barbarian.
All right. From there, we're gonna go with Torrance.
Hi guys, I am Torrance and I am currently playing your mildly ill Oathbreaker Paladin, but I am here and it's gonna sound a little sad and raspy. It's totally character.
Totally a character. And we'll sadly we do not have our. Oh wait, we do. Eric, do you want to share real quick?
Yeah, I'm Eric. I play Snark, the Goblin Hexblade Warlock, and Mr. Stark. I don't feel so good.
Aw. All right. Well, we're gonna get right into this so we can get everybody caught up to what happened last time, shall we? The Northern Attitudes ventured into the spine of the world, just south of Ten Towns. With its jagged peaks, unpredictable blizzards, and frigid temperatures, the region deterred some of the strongest adventurers. Ambushed by orcs of the spine, the party found a glimmer of hope in their guardian of Stillwell, Elowin. These trials were only the beginning as they prepared for an onslaught upon the town of Stillwell, where Elowin's was held captive by a chieftain tribe. Seeking retribution, they set out on an orc hunt deep within the mountains. Assaulting the orc encampment proved to be more difficult than expected. Their fortifications were strong and forces large. Using teamwork, the party managed to kill a chieftain and discover a ceremonial altar in the nearby cave. Castle grappled with the choice to align with the Raven Queen, while Arowena found solace in her animal spirit known as Polaris. As they pressed on, they stumbled upon a second orc camp, more twisted and deranged than the first. Creatures with fur and bones grafted to their bodies emerged in a frenzy, preventing retreat. Bathed in the blood of a creature known as a Flind, a creature of chaos, they were finally able to defeat the crazed chieftain. In the aftermath, a mysterious figure had appeared, having tracked this goblin known as Snark down. Revealing that Snark's sword was much more powerful than he had anticipated, the cloaked stranger killed Snark before Benji's eyes and took the sword, leaving without a word. As Snark's essence starts to fade, slowly the chasm still growling with orcs within it. Their friends potentially able to have their final goodbyes. But before that, we have to finish off the orcs. And that's where we're picking up this evening. So, Northern Attitudes. As we pick up from the round, Jinjak, you are still surrounded by one orc. Not very surrounded, but you're there. Polaris taking on the brunt of most of what is happening right now, as three of them emerge from below the chasm and start heading your direction. What would you like to do?
I believe this is the last round where I have Pestle.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to touch my beads and fire off. I'm all out of heals.
Okay.
on the beat, but I'll fire off a blessing.
Okay.
And I'm going to target Polaris, Arwina, and
Warner.
Warner. Actually, no. I'll target Polaris, Arwina, and me.
And you?
How's that?
All right. Sounds
Yeah.
good. He's like, I'm gonna use this on myself this time.
I wanted like barely hanging in there. I didn't. All right.
No worries.
So I'll cast the bless,
All right.
and then for my bonus action, I will pestle the orc in front of me.
All right. Sounds good.
And this is just d20 plus 5 for the attack. Here, hang on. So. Oh, okay. Big recast. So there's the bless,
Okay.
and
That's on you. That's on Carolina.
yeah, I gotta cast the spiritual weapon, which is really weird. But,
And that's on Blittless.
so I'll attack the orc.
Sounds good.
And I miss. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. It's a 9. You feel the blessing of Shantae pour upon you as you notice the orc approaching. As it does, you get a hesitant for a moment as the blessing takes most of your mind, and you swing with, and the disconnection between Pestle and you kind of disconnects for a moment as it just flickers and tries to hit.
And that's my action.
All right. That brings us to Erwina.
All right, we're gonna use some cubes. Erwina is going to focus in on this light that kind of pours out from her and around her, and she's going to Word of Radiance this cube of mean guys.
Okay.
They need to make a con save.
That's right. All of the 3 of them will make their cons. We'll try to make their con save. Failed. Success. And failed. The one in front of Polaris and the one in front of Warner are affected by your words.
They take 3 radiant damage, which isn't a whole lot, but you know, it's enough.
Surprisingly enough, though, the words of radiance pour into the one in front of Warner as the creature's ears start to bleed and he falls to the ground.
Ooh, and
This one.
does his eyes glow just a little bit from all the radiant light? Yeah.
This one will take its 3.
And then the one next to Polaris, it's been a while, is going to take her Starry Archer form attack
Okay.
as her bonus action.
The one in front of Polaris?
Yep. The one next to him.
Okay.
That's a crit.
That's definitely going to knock that one down.
That'll be 10 damage.
So, for the crits, what I'd like to do is kind of describe what happens. Because the starry form is something that's very natural to you and it's very unique to your character. What does that look like when it goes bigger?
I almost like to think that when it goes bigger, it's like it lances into their chest.
Okay.
And then that light starts to expand inside. That light and heat and radiance, almost like a sun as it expands.
Okay.
Inside of their chest.
Love that. Yeah, so shooting over top of Polaris, the light flickers against the different colors that Polaris kind of blends to as it sticks into the orc in front and then starts to pour out. And you can see the radiant pull from within outward. And as it does, the creature just drops to the ground and is covered in a glow of light for just a moment before you can tell it is no more. So that one's done as well.
And then she, as a free action, gives Polaris a command to go fuck up the last one.
in the nature. And for those that have never heard Arowina curse, she only curses to the polar bear, and it's always in a druidic language that nobody else understands.
Yeah. So now it's his turn at the end of her turn because bear. And then normal 18.
18
it didn't
hits.
Add his bless damage. Or his lesson attack. That's okay.
And you're the one next to Polaris. I'm guessing you're not stepping away.
Oh yeah, no, it's the one next to Polaris.
Okay, got it.
He's just gonna do a big chomp, hopefully. Well, an 8 chomp. It's something.
It's something. All right. Castle, you and Benji are over here on this side. Anything you guys would like to do from a range? As getting to
I will.
your friends is going to be much more difficult.
Yeah. Did
Sorry.
just because it's been a minute. Did I use my channel divinity to get one of my spell slots back yet?
Yes.
Okay, I did. Just making sure. Okay. In that case, there's not a lot I can do at a range yet.
About that soon.
Talk about that soon. Can't do that just yet. I think for now I'm just gonna have to take my movement and just move forward. Because we still gotta take care of that other dude. I can't do anything right now other than just move. So I'm gonna move.
Okay, just move closer to Benji.
Yeah, I'm just moving closer to Benji.
Yeah, the chieftain is dead on the ground. Benji standing next to the fading Snark. What are you doing?
How far of a drop is this?
100 feet.
That's like 100 feet, right? Yeah. Okay, so I won't do that. I just looked at Castle. Can you throw javelins, or are you okay with throwing javelins? I have some.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take out my 4 javelins. I'm gonna move over to Castle and give her 2.
Okay.
And actually, can I give her? It would be an action to give her all 4, right?
Yes.
Be object. I could use my object interaction to take them from her. So I can just take them from her as my object interaction since I didn't do any actions except move on my turn.
Okay. That works.
So if she does that, can I take my longbow out and shoot?
Yes.
Okay, so I will do that. I'm gonna shoot the one. This one is dead.
Correct. The one next to Polaris and the one that is approaching Polaris.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the one approaching Polaris.
Okay.
Normal roll. That is a 6. That misses.
First time using your longbow. It's gonna be a training mentality.
This is not my thing.
Nope.
This is not my thing. Yeah, I just notch another arrow and I try again.
Okay, as this is seconds for those watching, this is very, very quick moments that are happening right now. Snark, is there anything as you're starting to fade that you would like to say during this round?
No, he's just kind of writhing, kind of looking around. He's kind of discombobulated at the moment.
Okay. Brings us to Warner. He's going to step over the corpse, walk up to this one, He's going to take 2 swings with his short sword. On the first will hit. 12 won't. Take 1 hit. And you watch as Warner runs up and with just this unexpected rage, hearing what's happening across the chasm, just takes the short sword and just dives straight into this orc. The blood starts to spurt as he falls to the ground. Warner on top with the blade still in him as he lands. That one is no more as well.
I've gone ahead and added 4 javelins to my inventory.
Okay. This orc is going to step up over top of his counterpart and go straight after the... actually, he's not. He's going to 5, 10... Yeah, he's going to step over here, and he's going to go after Warner. Because if, I wasn't torturing you all enough. See if we can kill another player before the night.
No.
That's gonna hurt.
But it's Warner though, so.
Yeah, but I worked really hard on that pep
did,
talk.
you
I
did.
worked really hard.
Let's see if we get a secondary.
He got some kind of bonus shit from that.
Yeah, so as he's laying on the ground, you watch the orc walk past Polaris and take the great axe and just boom straight into Warner's back. You hear this cry of pain writhe out as he's still alive, but he's bleeding profusely. Jinjack, you are up.
Warner, you really should have used your longbow. You know that, right?
No response from Warner.
Where is he? I'm trying to find an orc that's not wounded.
Oh.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, he's right here.
All right, I'll move up here.
Let me move the other one out a little bit.
I have 1 healing spell left.
Okay.
I was gonna light him up, so attack or defend.
You can see this is the last one
What's
out
the
of
last
the
one?
chasm. This is the last
Warner's still alive,
What's that?
and Warner is still alive.
Warner is still alive, yes. And
All right.
currently there's an orc standing over top of him with an axe in him.
Polaris is gonna eat that guy.
Is the orc wounded at all, or is this guy fresh?
This guy is fresh. He's the only one nobody has touched yet.
Fine, guiding bolt.
Okay.
Nice.
It's
Ooh.
my last.
Shantaea's anger has sparked.
You have harmed our Warner, and I am angry now.
So angry that he vanished off the screen.
Here's a little something from the goddess. Stop hitting our Warner. Man, this is why I don't use offensive magic.
Yep. But a 13 is what you needed.
Oh, meets it, beats it. All
Yep,
right,
meets
sweet.
it, beats it.
All right, here we go. Boom. 20 points
Nice.
damage.
Yeah, and with that, you watch this guiding light led by what looks like a stalk of grain pour into this orc and just tentacles just tear the orc apart from with the grain sparking outward as this thing falls to the ground.
I stare aghast, and I said, "That's the first time I've ever used that spell." Oh my goodness!
Isn't it great? See why I do nothing else?
And with that,
I look at Warner, and I'll apply first. Well, it's the end of my round.
yeah, and as
I'll wait
you
until we're out of combat before I do anything else.
correct, everybody has just finished up combat. And with this moment, there is a deadly silence in the building, in the caverns. This Warner pulls away from the axe. You can see the gash in his back, laying on top of the orc that he had already stabbed.
Medicine.
Yeah, I could use it.
all right. I'm going to use the skilled medicine.
Okay.
A lot of spells.
Yeah, he's gonna grab whatever he can out of his bag as well and start tying around his waist. And
I'll murmur a blessing from Shantae. It said, "Bless you, Warner. That was very brave, but next time use your bow. Uh, here you go, son." 19.
yeah, you're able to stabilize the wound. It's not helping him much, but it's enough to get him to move around. So,
And do we see what happened to Snark from where we are?
so what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little bit of retconning to this a little bit, so that there is that moment. Is this is the right after moment? You know, you've taken the last orc out. You look across, and it's that split second of seeing this bright light strike something in the distance, and then a portal open and then close. You don't know what happened until you get there.
All right. Then after I see to Warner, I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to run down here and see if that merchant on the altar is still there or moving. I know he got beat up a bit.
Okay. Give me a medicine check, or give me a perception from that distance, unless you're going in.
I'm running towards him.
Okay.
I just know if am I wasting my time? Is he already dead?
Yeah.
Which case, I'm running.
Yeah. From what you can tell, he's not moving.
It doesn't tell me anything. Okay. So I'm gonna go check on this fellow over here, Arena.
Oh, okay.
Anything you two would like to do, Castle or Benji, during this moment, this last moment before
Just
after
to
you
tell,
saw that?
just where my head is at, I just saw a flash of light, and all the orcs are dead, and the chieftain's down. So I'm not sure. I'm assuming I'm not sure what happened to Snark.
Correct.
All right, no problem.
You want to go first?
I think at first, like, Castle's just trying not to see it. And but it's there. And I'm just gonna uh run over to Snark as he's starting to disintegrate, and I grab another raven's feather from myself, and I'm just like desperately trying to like shove it in his hand, and I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Like, take this with you. Ask her why, and it's just why.
Okay.
Snark does raise his hand up, but just passes through. He's kind of looking confused.
I'm just like violently just like shoving it into like air. Just screaming.
So as you let out this heavy scream, the rest of you would have heard this. It's echoes. This chasm is so ambient, everything picks up. And all you're hearing is this cacophony of loud words of why. And it's just echoing throughout the entire chasm right now.
This is the most emotion you've heard come from Castle. Just violent screams.
Castle, what's happening?
I'm so sorry. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. She's gonna take care of you. She's gonna take care of you. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay.
I'm going somewhere. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I'm going away, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks, Castle, for being so strong.
I wasn't strong. You were. You were always strong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't stop it. And I'm just still trying to shove this feather in his hand, just violently.
As the tears just continue to stream down your face, you're pushing and pushing, and you just can't find any grasp of anything as your hand trying to give this feather away. But every moment that you try and you release, nothing grips. So you just immediately grab it again and just keep pushing forward.
If Castle is nothing, she is violently stubborn against a god she doesn't understand or want. And this is the first person since her parents that is dying that she has cared about. She's lost other people. She's lost members of her order. But she didn't care. She hasn't cared for anyone since her parents died. So she's dying inside. She's dying inside.
I'm gonna give this moment, Erowina, Jinjak. What would you like to do?
Arowina, because there's a giant chasm between.
There's a giant
her
chasm
and
between you.
Whatever's going on. So
Correct.
she knows something's wrong. So I think she and Polaris are gonna kind of go to the edge. And how deep is the drop over, like, to get across?
So the drop starts at 30 feet, and then 50 feet, and then it goes all the way down to 100 feet, and then the climb the other direction is 100 feet up.
We're gonna have to do a little bit of math. It's a 30-foot jump. I don't know what Polaris's jump is.
I mean, if we're gonna do, Spirit Bear,
Yeah.
grab Jinjak and jump across, like I'm happy to see if this goes
Jinjak,
well.
get over here. We're gonna free willy this.
Yeah.
Okay, she doesn't use the word free willy, but
Right.
she will pull up Jinjak. Sorry, Warner. um, he can figure out his own way across.
Well, hang on for a sec. There's a fella that might be bleeding out over here.
It sounds bad over here. It sounds real bad. Jinjak, get over here. Hop on this bear.
Ay, good lord.
So she's going to then have both of them ride on the celestial polar bear and have the polar bear jump across.
Okay. Give me an athletics check with advantage, please. For the polar bear.
I send a prayer to Shantis. Please let this bear make the jump.
Why does the bear not
I'm
have skills?
giving him a little bit of prayer juice.
I'll just do a strength check.
Okay.
And then.
And you would add your
she'll
proficiency
also-
to it.
plus my proficiency?
Yeah.
Okay. And then my proficiency is plus.
And the guidance. A
And the
D4
Yeah,
for-
and guidance. Normal.
Yes.
Dirty 20. And
Easily
unwashed
able
20.
to clear that moment as the two of you, Castle, standing next to something, Benji kind of a few steps away. You watch as Polaris, this massive celestial, or not celestial, spiritual polar bear, just against onto the other side, kind of scraping against the ground to grab footing as it slides on the ice. Jinjak and Arowina on
Castle, Castle, it's okay. It's okay. You can stop. Don't you know what you did for me?
Not
You
nearly
protect-
as much as you did for me.
You're what keeps us safe. You are strong, like a castle. But your parents spelled your name wrong.
My parents. My parents didn't give me that name. I'm sorry you didn't get to know my real name. And if I could give it to you, I would.
Well, you'll always be my mom. Thank you. Thank you for being good to me.
You'll always be my favorite son. I just sit. I just sit with a feather in my hand and I just sit.
Okay. Without taking too much more time, Erwina, Jinjak, is there anything you two would like to do at this moment? You are now seeing a partially incorporeal version of Snark. Glancing over to him, you can see through at moments. Castle is in, wouldn't say a fetal position, but she's crouched down. Her hands are in her head is in her hands, and she's quiet at this point.
I look at Erwina.
Erwina will kind of take in the information with her high, emotional intuitiveness. Will kind of take a small step back from Castle and Benji.
Okay.
But will kneel down nearby and will pull out her little journal of little, poems and songs that she's been writing. And we'll flip to a page and we'll sing a silly little, poem that she had written. A couple of pages before the song that she had written about Castle, and it's called "The Ballad of the Last Unicorn Boy." And she'll sing it. She'll sing it. It won't be pretty because she's sad, but she'll give it a try.
Okay. Wish I would have been able to put that on audio while everything's going on.
Yeah.
But as for many of you, Erwina's skills in music and in entertaining seems to be ways for you to all find respite and inns and comfort.
And she kind of leans into the joy and fun that Snark brought.
Okay.
Where everyone else will bring their own emotions, she will help us remember the fun.
Okay. Snark, is there anything you want to say to her?
Your voice is so beautiful, Erwina. Thank you for bringing beauty to our group.
Thank you for bringing fun and reminding me I can have fun.
And I know you'll lift the curse, and I know how important Icewind Dale is to you. You'll do it. All of you guys will do it.
We'll get it done, and we'll find our light along the way. We always do.
I'm sorry that you won't have Unicorn Boy anymore to promote your activities.
It's okay. It's okay. But you know what? East Haven's never gonna forget Unicorn Boy.
I think I can see the other side now. Thanks, Erwina. Thank you.
You start to see an essence of blues and whites start to pull away from Snark's essence, his body. So he starts to fade farther into nothing. Jinjak.
And Erwina,
Yeah?
fuck shit up.
She's like, how do you know that's what I say?
I break the fourth wall a lot.
Wait.
Stare at
Before
Arwina
you
and
go,
say,
Snark. Before you go,
"Really?
Snark. What is the fourth wall? Snark, what is the fourth wall?
Jinjek as a cleric of Shantea and a cleric of life. This is just a piece of, that puzzle. Life and death are interchangeable. But how
Oh, they
does
certainly are.
Jinjek feel right now?
I'll break out my copy of the Root, which is which is what we call the one of the holy books of Shantea, and I say, "Oh, I had a story ready for you, Snark. I was going to share with you, but now's not really the time. I will say it during at your wake. I'd hope to amuse you with the tale, and it comes from my hometown, and it involves a goblin, a lot like you."
He
That-
must be pretty. He must be pretty awesome, Jinjak, and
Oh, yeah.
handsome.
Just like you. Anyhow, pass peacefully, my friend, and just remember. Actually, no, don't. I'm not going to add any of that nonsense. I hope you passed peacefully. You were a joy to know, and Shantea willing. And I know it'll be a long shot, small chance, but I know that there are priests in this world that have the power to bring back people, even when they're dust. And someday, I hope that I will have that power, which means this won't be a farewell. This will be, I'll see you soon on this side.
That's what I like about you, Jinjak. Where am I?
I always have faith, but don't you worry none, my friend.
I see you again, Jinjak. I just want to say that you're the one that's the best of us. You're the one. All you care about is keeping us all alive. There's nothing better that a person can do than to help others. You're a good person.
I'll let a tear roll down, and I'll say, "Well, thank you, Snark. I thought you were a rotten little bastard the first time I met you, and I'm so ashamed." Now, I'll pray to Shantea for forgiveness. You're a fine goblin. You're a fine friend, and I'll miss you.
And it's the
I-
one
I-
tear
I can't
strikes
see
the
you.
ground.
I can't see you guys anymore. Can you hear me?
You start to almost become confused, Snark, blending so close to the fabric between life and death. You hear the voice, but it doesn't sound the same. There's an echo to it, there's a reverberation to it. It's just contorted in that pull between life and death.
Benji, are you there, Benji?
Um, yeah, I'm here. And I think this whole time, as the others were speaking, Benji has been faced away from Snark. She can't look at him. But she's been silently weeping. And she
Benji.
just wipes at her face and she just turns and walks over.
And
Hey,
all you see
Hey.
at this point is an essence of the bust of Snark at this point as his body is starting to fade away. You see the shoulders and the head, and that's it at this moment as you have your last moments.
Benji.
I'm here, Snark. I'm right here.
I'm scared.
You don't have to be scared, Snark. You are the bravest of all of us.
I did
And
my best for you guys. You, you gave me a reason to be, a reason to care. I hope I did okay.
you did better than okay, Snark. You did phenomenal. You were phenomenal.
You know, I don't feel as much scared now. I feel kind of warm because of all of you. Is this what love is?
Yes.
Then it's okay. It's gonna be okay.
Snark from the other side. You feel a hand on your shoulder. And you turn around, and it's some of the people that you were with before the wizard found you. Some of the ones that helped you throughout your life that the wizard had also killed.
I'm gonna go now. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, Snark. And as he leaves, I just lean over and try to kiss his forehead.
As you take that moment and you grab with both hands and try to find where the essence is, it fades through your hands as you pass through. But what happens is that tear drops into the ash from the disintegration, and you see it break away, small pieces of it, and in the center there is a wooden object sitting there in the ash.
Pick it up.
You pick it up. It's not well done, but you do notice that it is a whittled, small token with you in planning. We'll say that. It's not the best crafted, but you do see implementations of it, like the furs, or he's carved extra detailed into it. There's a small wooden version of you he had been holding on to his entire time since he met you guys.
I think in that moment when I grasp this little wooden carving, I just pick up my weapons and I think I just sit on the edge of this cliff and I just start to sob.
And with that, the last couple flickers of light from Snark's essence fades up through the ceiling of the cavern, and all you have left is the ash where this disintegration went off. And it becomes very, very
I'm going to
silent.
take out a. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just say it becomes very silent in the chasm.
I'm going to take out a pouch and collect the ashes before the wind blows it away or the snow it melts
Okay.
into the. I'll just gather them up in the pouch.
Okay.
Tie it off quietly. And yeah, I'll break out the book and then say a few words.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything at this moment? As the silence, as you all sit here dealing with this, the emotions that you're getting hit by from your lost friend. Sadly, the silence is broken as you hear from the distance Warner yell, "There's still one alive!"
I'll put the book away and look over to where Warner is to see
You
where
look, Warner is not where he was, but now
Mhm.
in the chasm, standing next to the man that you see on the screen here.
All right, let's start making my way down there. Or is there a path down?
There are slight paths, but it takes a moment to just dig through. In combat, it would have been difficult to find them, but as you have had time now to look, it's much easier to notice.
All right, I'll make my way down there.
Sure.
Erwina and Polaris will follow.
Well, actually, I look at Erwina and Polaris and I say, could I grab a ride?
Oh, sure.
In fact, you should grab a ride too. I think it'll be quicker.
We'll climb back on the polar bear.
And you're
I
going
also-
to. Are we just going to dive bomb, or are we going to actually take the stairs down?
He does have traction control with his claws.
Right.
On ice,
So you're going to actually walk around and go down
Yeah.
the stairwell, the edges of the ice
Yeah.
down to the end, as the three of you arrive there at the bottom.
I do say on the way down, Ari, that was a very lovely song, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sure it gave him a great deal of comfort.
Am I to understand that if we're to get over here to this thing in the cage, I'll need to go down and then back up? I can't go across this chasm.
Are we talking the thing that's a hanging?
The thing over here in the cage.
Yeah. So it's there, but it's not. So what it is it's actually hanging here.
Okay.
It is an additional 50 feet in the air above the 100-foot chasm. And
Gotcha.
it's just dripping.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look at my wife and my very bright emerald green eyes seem to just be crackling with something behind them. And I just grab your hand. I'm like, we're not done. We're not done. That thing is gonna fucking die. And I pick her up and I start walking down, but towards that direction.
Okay.
I think Castle would notice because as she's staring at me and her eyes are crackling with this unspoken rage, I think Benji's have gone a little bit lifeless. And she just nods and follows.
So I'll start following the path down, but I'm going this way.
Okay. As you approach that area, you notice that the ground is stained. The smell of iron, the blood, just covers this area.
Yeah.
Drips continue to pour from the cage as this creature is silent, but you can watch his ever-watching eyes track you like a predator. But what you notice as you get closer is that the creature cannot move, as there are large crystalline spikes jammed into 8 different parts of its body. And that seems to be where it's. And as you get even closer, you can see that the spikes are curved in this like rounded area, so that when the blood pours, it goes straight down the spike and out, falling into the chasm itself.
What's our plan? How are we going to do this?
We're gonna need to get up a little higher to be in range of it. Because right now I can't throw these javelins. I got 30 feet. We need to go higher.
Okay. I look back to Erwina and Jinjak. And are you two tapped out or?
I still have some magic left.
I'm out.
We also have to take care of this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, we're down in the chasm. I'm gonna try and, well, given an opportunity. Um,
He seems out cold, but he does
Harry-
look like he's, from what Warner has deduced, that he is at least breathing.
all right. I don't think he'll need a healing spell. Maybe save that for our friend. in the-
Let's get him on Polaris, and then we can go help you guys. Okay?
I'm gonna do medicine on him anyway.
Okay.
Just first,
Give me a medicine check.
with a little prayer. Okay. I'm glad I'm getting all these bad rolls out of my system. Uh,
It's
I
more-
think I might have killed an arena.
I'm not sure exactly. It seems that whatever is hurting, this is probably more so from the fall, and the damage is internal. It's not visible.
All right, I'll just try to keep him warm then.
Okay.
Just wrap up.
Wrap him up, toss him over top of Polaris. The 3 of you, and Warner keeps up as much as he can. Walking with a limp at this moment as the twinge from the axe that was in his back sets off a nerve every once in a while. He has to walk slower. Benji and Castle head deeper within the chasm. The darkness
will
continues to get worse.
You said this cage is hanging in the air.
Yeah.
Is
50
it connected 50 feet?
Mhm.
Is it connected how is it connected to the ceiling or
by a metal chain. It's a metal chain pulley system.
hmm.
The pulley.
It's a pulley system. Where is the other chain?
Where in the picture is where the actual piece is to the chain.
Okay.
Climbing back up the edge, tracing, watching. You can see this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start going up.
Okay.
Just going up.
Takes you a moment to climb as it's slick, and the blood doesn't help. As you've noticed and absorb them, like as I said before, the amount of blood that's on this ground makes no sense with one creature. But you see as you get up there to where the chain is hooked, and you can see there that there's no lever. It is just a pile of chain, and then a hook on the edge of it. And it's hooked against the chain.
Can I just unhook it and like slowly
Mhm.
start to let it down so that it's within range, but not fully down, and then hook it back?
Sure.
Yeah, I just want it in range.
Okay.
That thing is not touching the floor.
Yeah. So 30 feet off the ground, 60 feet off the ground. What are you thinking?
We'll do 25 just
25 off the ground.
forgive.
Okay.
and then I'll head back.
So as you step down the first set of, the first portion of this chasm as it dips down farther, you can now are eye to eye, like with the creature itself. You can
Can
see.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You can see it's completely gray white fur covers its body. Strange markings are grafted into, like burned into its body. Red covered in blood just across the face, and then parts where the spikes are sticking within that gray tufted skin fur is starting to colorate.
Can I make some kind of check to see if it's like near death or if there is something that's like just keeping it alive enough?
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
Can I
But it's
also
going to be
do
a
that?
hard. It's going to be a high one because you've never seen this creature before.
Yeah. Uh, at -1 in medicine. Lovely.
Benji, if you have a proficiency in it, you can give her the guidance.
I
The help.
don't.
Okay.
I don't have it.
It's
I
fine.
was just gonna roll.
Then both of you roll.
15.
Okay.
Do you still want me to roll
Yes, please.
or okay. Nope. God, I gotta increase my wisdom.
The only thing you can notice is it is still moving. You can see it's breathing. You can see its eyes are focused on you. And it has
Yeah.
not stopped looking at you the entire time. Even if it's moving, it's kept its gaze on you.
Can I divine sense this fool?
Feel free to.
Where are you? Uh, yeah. So I can detect good and evil until the end of my next turn, and sense anything affected by Hallow spell or know the location of celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Much like how you've seen it before, your vision goes to this grayscale for a moment, and you start to see beads of blue and white, blue and red. Glancing around immediately, this creature is dark, dark red.
Mm.
It is a fiend. It is from another realm. It is not supposed to be here.
I think I think I just get mad and I just grab a javelin and I'm just gonna chuck it at it.
Okay.
20.
Easy enough. Through the you can tell that the cage is not it's to keep something in, it's not to keep something out.
Yeah.
Easily throw the javelin through, sinks deep into the skin of whatever this creature is.
Or
Its teeth grit, staring at you, but it doesn't move. It kind of twitches, but it can't. Doesn't seem to be able to move.
If I get a running start, can I leap onto this cage?
You're welcome to try.
I will rage before I do it.
Okay.
Instead of order. And I need to, is this athletics?
Yes.
Okay. 13.
You go and you jump off in this effort to just push yourself close to and it's not that you can't catch it, it's where you catch it. And as you do, you grab a hold and you realize that you put your hand into one of those spikes, the edge of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you give me a wisdom save, please.
16.
Like before, and you've felt this before. Your eyes go red for a moment, just seconds. And you feel that rage duplicate and replicate heavier, and this emotional strain pull to your body. But then you get that image of the item that you found, and it pulls you back for a moment as you're holding on to this cage, one-handed, just staring. The creature has now shifted gaze, but hasn't been able to move its neck more than a couple inches, and it's just looking at, like, corner-eyed at you against the cage.
I would like to climb up to the top of it.
Okay, you're on top of the cage.
And I will be taking out Ogre Slayer.
Okay. Draw the blade. Creature can't look up it's looking up at you, but it can't move its neck. You can see as you're up on top of the cage, there are two spikes. One is going into the back shoulder blade, and one is coming in underneath the arm, into the side.
I just look to Castle for a moment, kind of still coming out of that red fogginess, and I jam my sword down into its head.
And you watch as the blade pierces the head of this creature. And you've fought creatures before in the world, but nothing of this type. As it pierces, no sound is made, but you start to smell iron and fire as this thing fades into ash just immediately upon piercing the top of the skull. And the ash starts to fall through the cage.
You can let me down, and I just wait for Castle to do the pull the chain.
Yeah, I'll let her down and then meet her down there.
You notice as you're going down that cage, the spikes didn't disappear. You know, it's very similar to how you would look at like an Iron Maiden, where they're just pierced inward in angles, strange angles. But they're grafted to. They're not grafted. They're bolted, like welded, I guess would be the best way to put it, into the cage itself.
Does the sight of the creature and its demise jog our memory? I know we were trying to figure out.
Give me your religion check with advantage, please.
Thank you. And a prayer.
And a prayer. You, Jinjak, without me having to tell you this,
I know,
Chris, you know exactly what has happened. But for the rest of the party and for those watching, the creature is in fact a demon form of a gnoll, and has and that is the symbol that you were seeing grafted or drawn onto the orcs. They were utilizing the blood of this creature in order to frenzy themselves to the point where they could continue. Um,
Yinago. No, Yinogu. That's the name. That's the symbol with the three mace, the three-headed flail. He's like a demon prince of Knowles, if I recall. Anyhow, looks like they were channeling foulness from him in order to gain power. Or that'd be my guess.
Well, his reign here is done.
There is still something that we can do. And Erwina will start to collect the items and things to consecrate this area back to the Frost Maiden. She'll actually collect the dust for the Yenogu, or the flint,
When
for this ritual.
okay.
As the body, it's as close to a body as we have.
good idea. I'm gonna
And
do a ritual casting of detect magic.
Okay.
Can I look over this?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, no, no. You go first.
Erwina's gonna build the pyre inside of the Iron Maiden cage as a way to try and garner some favor of, we're gonna also give you this awful thing. Have this awful cage.
Right.
Food she'll just pull from her rations because I don't think she cast Good Berry today.
Okay.
And then when everybody's ready, she'll just set the pyre ablaze.
So you notice that this, similar to what you would see as like a large claw machine. In order to open it, you have to take both pieces of the bottom, unhinge it, and pull it outward. The backwards bear trap would be the best way to describe it. And you place the pyre there and kind of close it down around it, and run the Flynn's ashes around the edges of this as you place this consecration. Anything else you'd like to do before you perform the
I would like
ritual?
to I would like to check the cage to see if these spikes are like the same material as the Charlatan.
Mhm.
Is that what kind of check is that?
For you, I would say history because you've seen it before.
Okay. Suck at this. Erwina,
Yeah.
I need some guidance.
All of a sudden in your head, as Erwina focuses the guidance spell, well, she's a little busy, but she's got enough time to do a spell. As she's assembling body parts and dust into this cage, you hear like this almost like elvish song, like play in your head, a lullaby that gives you guidance.
That is a 3 for the D4 and a 23.
Heck
With a
yeah.
23, very easily you are able to notice that not the entire spikes, but the edges have been like pointed out, and you have about this much on each spike tip that is that different color and gives off that
I
cold iron
take,
look.
I immediately, before Erwina even touches the cage, I take my crowbar from my bag and I smash all the spikes.
Okay.
Let's make sure to put them into the pyre, though, because we know that she's upset because people are messing with the Charlatan.
I thought we weren't supposed to touch these things.
Yeah, we're not supposed to, but we can still give them in spirit to her.
Okay.
Because that seems to be the trigger for all of this. All this pain, all this endless winter keeps coming back to this Charlatan. And her rage that people are using it and abusing it, obviously.
You were here the longest. Do you know where you were born here, right?
Yeah.
Do you know where this came from?
famously never have left Icewind Dale. Famously trapped.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Do you know where this rock came from?
Does she? It's been a hot minute.
No.
My people don't have any knowledge of this either, or if they do, they haven't shared it with me yet.
Do me a favor, roll me a history check.
I'm gonna also listen to the guidance of our ancestors as they sing in our head. Because history is not my strong suit. That'll be a 12.
Yeah, and even among the elders of the druids, you've not heard of the origin of these items.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it comes from, but it seems to be what's linked in some way to her rage.
Well, why is this happening now of all of a sudden?
That we don't know.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Don't take too long. I'm ready to go back. And I just leave her to her pyre. And I walk over to Castle. I just hug her.
Okay. As Erwina finishes the ritual casting for the consecration, and Jinjak finishes the ritual casting for detect magic. Once again, Jinjak, as you detect magic, you can notice immediately that Chardalyn has a magic essence to it, but there's nothing that tells you what school or what type.
Chardalyn, sorry?
Chardalyn. The rock that, or the metal that you've found before, that was on tips of these spikes that Benji had shattered. There's still the essence of the magic in him, but they're laying in the pyre.
I know that stuff is bad news. It always has been. So I'm not going to muck with that. I'm going to go check the corpse of the chieftain.
Okay.
Get with it.
As you head up to those areas, the chieftain himself doesn't have anything, but as you're looking around using you get a bead of something within one of the caves, or one of the rooms within the caves.
I'll go check it out.
Okay. You notice seems to be where maybe the chieftain was living. The hold looks different. You see furs covering the ground. Bodies of gnolls just scattered within this thing.
No bodies. Interesting.
Used like rugs, and you can see pieces of them where they've pulled or skinned, where they probably were pulling the fur to graft it. But strangely, you also notice the bead of magic.
Sorry.
You see the bead of magic sitting on the edge next to the chieftain's bedding area. A fishing pole kind of rests against the side of it.
It's a magic fishing pole?
There's a magic.
All right.
As you get closer, you notice it's not the fishing pole, but the hook itself.
Ah. Now that is curious. Can I tell what type of magic it is? I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm because I'm taking it.
Right, because I'm taking it. It seems to be either illusionary or enchantment of some type.
All right. I'm not going to touch the hook, but I'll take the pull.
Okay.
I'll walk down to be back with the others.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you
I'm,
notice
I'm,
on the edge of the fishing pole, the fish hook is a silver fish hook that has these three gold feathers kind of attached to it. Um, and after a quick glance, before not grabbing it, of course, you notice there's small carvings in each one of those feathers.
all right. I'll I'll check any corpses on the way down. I'm not too proud
Okay.
for money, and check the cave too for money. I'm
Um,
not too proud, and holy water costs cash.
yeah, so as you go through and you're starting to rummage through and see if there's anything of use uh, between the dead bodies, the dead gnolls, the dead orcs. Um, you're able to scrounge up what seems to be 15 gold in total, um, 42 silver, and 16 copper.
16 copper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you'd like to continue to search, you're welcome to give me a perception or an investigation.
Sure.
Okay. And this is just going to be a blanket one to clear around the edges things. Nothing else is found.
Yeah, I'm back to my normal luck. All right. There's two, four. There's four of us.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I would say that the the consecration would be deep within its moment at this point. As you walk back, you can see the fire shifting this strange, the bluish color again, shifting back and forth. Um,
Yeah, I'm leaving that to Arlena.
Mhm.
I mean, she's that's her thing. But I have faith that she'll um, consecrate stuff.
okay.
I'm thinking a five-way split, and we take Snark split and use it to throw a really nice party for. But I'll run that by the group. And just hate to sound crass, but I did loot the bodies and find some stuff. There's a magic fish hook. I have no idea what it does, and I'm not touching it yet because I remember what happened to Benji last time we touch anything that these things come up with. But it's quite pretty, and the split for each of us. Well, I'll make the suggestion about Snark split going to his wake, and and I'm willing to throw in some extra anyway. But it works
All
out
of mine goes to Snark. I don't want it.
all right. Then that's 3 gold, 8 silver, and 3 copper. 3/8. No, 3 and 42 is 14.
When we get back to East Haven, um, if I can
Oh,
catch a ride back, I mean, I think it's only like a good. I think I'd probably find a caravan to take me back to Bryn Shander for just a few sylv.
I forgot about Warner. I didn't include him in the split.
I'm not asking for much, just enough to get home.
I'll
You can
just,
have my gold.
all right. It's 3 gold, 14 silver, 3 copper. For those that want to add it. Um, Benji, yours goes to Warner, and Castles and Snarks will go to the wake,
Okay.
and I'll throw in whatever extra. I mean, imagine food and water, food and booze and whatnot. love to hire a bard too, but we'll see.
Jinjack gets a joking whack of the spoon on his shoulder from Erwina. Excuse you.
What? Oh shoot! Never mind.
Excuse you.
Bard. Did I say bard? I meant beard. We need to hire a beard. Put on I need a new beard.
You're going to need a new beard at this rate.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I forgot myself.
All right. As the consecration finishes, you either gather your things. Warner is already heading out, tired and beaten. He's trying to help the person. He's kind of got using Polaris's almost like crutch or wheelchair, just kind of place the other person walking next to him.
Well, after a rest, I can sort that out. Well, we can sort all of that out as
I
well.
don't suggest us resting here for us to get
We're
back.
going back.
Well, I think not. I don't think we should rest here. Although it's consecrated now, right? Cleansed. Look at Irina.
It's gifted back to the Frost Maiden who's doing all this awful snow stuff.
All right, let's get out of here.
How safe do you think it is?
We're leaving.
We can't stay here.
I checked to make sure I got Snark's ashes.
Okay, you have Snark's ashes.
All right.
As you all walk out of the chasm, normally this would be night. But something shift for a moment. The consecration accepted as the Borealis flickers across the sky for a short moment as you walk out. And for the first time in a long time, you see 4 stars in the sky. And that is a great place for us to take our break.
Yay.
All right, friends. It's been a rough start for tonight, but hopefully we get our players back to a rest and a bit of some relaxation here soon. We'll see you guys back here at let's go with 9:40 or 9. Well, let's go 10 minutes because I keep forgetting that not everybody's on East Coast. Anyway, so we'll see you guys here soon, and we'll continue our story here in Icewind Dale. Chris, anything you have for us tonight or no?
Oh no, I wasn't drawing. I was actually writing out a eulogy. But
All right, well, we'll find out what that
I
looks
have
like in a
scale
bit.
mail. I have scale mail I can show.
that's scale mail. Good.
Yep.
I started drawing a dead Snark and I just lost heart.
Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, we'll see you all soon.
I'll be right back.
All right, and we're back, and you can see our wonderful Snark has left us for the evening. So, as we were picking up, walking out of the chasm, you noticed the 4 stars in the sky. Arowena, this is a sight that you haven't seen in months, but it is a sight of hope that was unexpected.
She kind of like basks in the little bit of starlight that we've gotten.
Okay.
And we'll take like a quick moment of like meditation in it.
Okay. Is there anything else any of you would like to do as you're walking out of the cave or on the way back? Is the plan still to go back to Stillwell?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Making sure. All right. So
Actually, I'm sorry.
go for it.
I do walk over to Warren. That's his name, right?
Warner.
Warner. Oh, already starting this off horrible.
That guy?
I'm gonna call him the wrong name anyway. Warren, you did amazing today.
Between everybody else, it's just I wanted to go home, and I wanted to see everybody else go home.
Sadly, that couldn't happen, but I'm glad to have you by our side, and then I'm sorry for all the times that I messed with you. You're okay.
Hearing that from somebody, I'm guessing much younger than myself. I guess okay.
That's all you're gonna get out of me, to be if I'm being serious, you know. And I look to
I
Castle.
appreciate it.
And I'm
If you're ever
all right,
in,
Warner.
if you're ever in Brinchander,
We should
sure
sit down
to-
and have tea.
tea sounds fantastic right now.
Hmm.
Get out of this fucking cold.
All right. And I just kind of saddle up beside Castle, um, hand on my great axe or the one I stole, and I just kind of drag it along behind us.
And kind of grabs his cloak and kind of pulls it up around him as he's trudging through the snow with the rest of you. Every once in a while, giving that twinge as the pain still strikes him. And this is a kind of a rough. Oh, do you want to go?
Oh, Erwina will use one of her spell slots to heal the person with the internal wounds with a healing word.
Okay.
By the way, I meant to say it earlier. There it is. More to just keep them stabilized.
Okay.
So 5.
Stabilizing them allows them to. You can start seeing the eyes flicker. They start to look up and see everyone. Are you keeping the cast like? Because you said Polaris is what, an hour?
Yeah, he'll disappear after an hour, and I don't have another
Okay.
second level spell until he hit level.
Yeah,
get a
I know,
long
and
rest.
he's been out for a minute, so
Mhm.
between the consecration and everything else that's happened, I'd say shortly after you get out of the chasm, he would vanish with a happy wave of goodbye.
I will carry this merchant that's
Okay.
been healed.
Now Warner stays close to you to help with that as well.
Yeah. Just blank.
Okay. They're not saying much. They're wrapped up. You have them pretty bundled. They're trying.
My cloak is like draped over them
Okay.
as well. Like I have my cloak draped over me in such a way that it's like covering them.
Okay. And as normal, trudging through the snow here and getting back to Stillwell is work. It's 2-3 hours of just pushing through up and down hills and around the mountain passes. But there is a moment of clarity when you start to notice the overpass, that spot before you arrived into the caves. And you immediately remember the voices of Elwyn telling you how to get around the trials now that you've seen them. And as you walk through, you can see the shadows connect on the walls. And you remember those moments of fear, those moments of struggle, those moments of teamwork. And then you come out the other side. And for the first time in a couple days, you see green again. And you see the ambient light, the blessing of Shantaea still pouring down upon Stillwell.
Well, I say we get a room for the night, rest up, and talk about what we want to do for Snark in the morning.
So heading to the Hunter's Perch.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I wanted to stop by the shrine.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this injured person to wherever the medics are.
The shrine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I will leave them in their care and Jinjack's before I just go.
Okay. As you arrive at the open shrine, the place of warmth that you've just a few days ago, Jinjack, found as your requirement, the charge you were given by Shantaea herself. You get to a point where you're able to do that. You get to a point where you see the maiden, the one that's walking around taking care of everything. And she looks up at you and says, "Oh, you've made it. You all have."
Yes. We've made it. We got a lot done, but well, we've taken some losses. Our little friend, companion, has fallen, and well, we've got a long journey, but come tomorrow, we'd like to make some arrangements. Oh, there's also this wounded fellow here, this merchant that we rescued. It looks like he'll need some tending to, if you don't mind.
Of course, there's a bed over there. I'll make sure it gets a good rest and tracked.
Ari's already seen to a bit of healing on him, but anything that you can spare would be good.
I've been taking on refugees for the last couple of days.
Oh,
Just merchants being attacked on the ground on arrival. Seems the orcs are still pretty heavy within the area, but
well, we dealt with a bunch of them.
hopefully that will slow down at least the attacks and allow the small crew from Rinchander, the small guards here, to hold off for the time being.
There's yeah. You wouldn't happen to have an urn handy, would you?
And when we find some sort of a
Just a temporary one for Snark's ashes, and I'm gonna speak to the potter, see if we can make a more proper one for him.
She goes and looks for. It's not really an urn; it's more of like a vase, and she just kind of takes the flowers out of the vase, digs a hole real fast, places it into the ground next to the shrine. Says, "I'm sure she will not be too offended by this," and she dumps the rest out onto the ground and then piles it around the flowers and then hands you the vase.
I'm sure the goddess won't be offended at all. She's in good company. And I'll put Snark's ashes in there.
Okay.
God, pouch. I
The
dropped
pouch in there.
Close it. So, well, we're gonna head out to the tavern. I'll be by in the morning.
All right. If you all need anything, I don't have much, but I'm willing to do what I can.
I'll say a few prayers for our friend. And I just tap the bills.
Okay.
Normally, back in Pop Spring, we'd have a body sort of lying state, but alas, this is all we have of him. It'll have to do, I guess.
Interesting little fellow, but seemed to be at least in good spirits.
Then I'll head back to the tavern and
Okay.
like I said, it's a morning before. Yeah, what Castle said or Benji said.
As you get ready to head off, Ren just very quickly speaks up. If you're looking for something more permanent, maybe check Oakencrests. They're the brother of the dwarf brothers that live down in one of the other buildings down there, in the other building down there. She points to the one that's to the left of the Hunter's Perch.
Okay.
They do a lot with metal and wood, and maybe they can make you something.
Tomorrow.
It's the least we can do for what you did for Stillwell.
Okay. Thank you, Ren.
Of course.
Go back to the tavern and crash and burn, I guess. We're pretty tired, I imagine. I'm pretty tired.
Okay. As you walk into the tavern, you notice that I'm guessing the three of you head back to the tavern immediately, or...
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I do as well.
Arowina, yep. So the three of
Yeah.
you follow, head to the tavern while Jinjak veered off to the shrine for a moment. You walk in, and the tavern is pretty busy. You have a bunch of guards. You have some you have some loggers. You have some farmers. Seems that this entire area has at least trying to keep its spirits up. It's been a rough one for the last couple weeks, but they're holding on. And as the three of you walk in, though, there's an immediate just pause in the room, and then an eruption of sound as people see you walk in, and you hear the champions of Stillwell, the ones who saved us from the orcs.
I just look. I think Benji. Benji just looks, and she's just like nothing phases her right now. She just turns and walks over to the bar.
Okay. You walk into the barkeep. The man's standing there. Looks over. What can we do for the protectors of Stillwell?
Give me the hardest liquor you have.
I come up behind Benji and I just put money down and I just look at him and I'm like, whatever. Whatever this gets us for the night.
I wasn't going to make you pay, but it'll get you whatever you need. Y'all have done a great service to our village. let me get these drinks. And he'll turn around and he's gonna grab this very dark amber bottle, and he's just going to grab it, grab 2 cups, place them in front of you. Just, bottles on the house.
I just push the money into his hand. Thank you.
You've don't know how many people appreciate what you did here.
We don't need it. The appreciation. It's not why we do it.
Well, if you need anything else, feel free to holler.
Actually, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you spread the word of Snark? He was the little goblin that could, the bravest one out of all of us.
I silently cheers to that and throw it back for another.
Okay. The liquor hits heavy quick.
Good.
You feel it burn from the edge of your throat all the way down. We'll do our best to give your goblin friend a proper going away. As a place of
Thank you.
Shantaea's blessing, at least we have that to offer.
Thank you.
And we'll gather some food
And I
up for
think
you all.
and I think Erwina is the only one, sober one at the moment. So she notices like this is the first time Benji has ever taken a drink.
Erwina is seeing you guys are struggling. She is running interference, and basically all that energy you can tell when Erwina is overwhelmed or tired. That endless brimming energy of her stress is just now poured all outward into creating a social shield around you guys.
Okay, so as people
Yeah.
do start coming,
Yeah.
trying to come up and thank you.
She's lifting glasses. Yeah, we're rad. Then looks over. Yeah,
It's
God.
the
a toast from us, all of us. Yes.
yeah, it's
Like-
the sadly it's the pregnant wife that doesn't want to say she's pregnant but is handing off the drinks to the husband is what I'm seeing this moment right now, where Benji and Castle are very hovered around the bar itself, and Arowina is keeping the masses as far away from them as possible, drinking though much more than she probably expected she would need to.
Occasionally, it is an over the shoulder.
Okay.
And pour one out for my homies, and for all of your losses. Everybody, dump your cups. The floor is going to be sticky, but that's what prestidigitation is for.
As Arowita's like trying to like dump it over the back, I'm just like
Yeah, it was
scooping my
definitely trying
hand
to
back
catch
and
it.
like grabbing it out of her hand to like help her out because she's being his shield. I'm like, I'm gonna take this for my girl.
Okay. All right. This goes on for about 5-10 minutes before Jinjak walks in. Once again, the eruption comes as Jinjak walks in, as another one of the protectors of Stillwell enters the perch. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome. I thought this lot was going to be too tired to tie one on, but oh well. I'll approach Arwina and actually no, I'll approach the proprietor, the owner of the pub.
The owner keeps you walk right past, and you meet him immediately as you walk up. As your friends have already paid for everything. I've just what they haven't paid. It's on the house.
Oh, all right. I was gonna ask if we could have a wake here tomorrow,
Oh, of course.
or should I say another wake? You're smart.
Elowen is still mourning his father. I hate to say that another one has been lost.
Ah, yes, we lost him. Thank you. And then I'll go over to the others. Actually, I'll just yeah, I'll stop in the kitchen, see if I can snag some food
Okay.
out of there, and
As you
because
said,
I
as you know, food in Stillwell is much different than food in Icewind Dale. Um, Fruits and vegetables are plentiful.
right, I'm looking
Meat,
more for bread because I know that drinking on an empty stomach is a bad idea, and
and even um, barkeep kind of whistles over to grab two people to go back and help you as they start cutting um, different types of fruit, different type of vegetables, making the smorgasbord of food. As you mentioned, bread. They pull two heavy loaves of bread off the top shelf. And it was made this morning.
excellent. Bless your heart. And I'll take those over to the table and I'll
Okay,
just settle it.
just settle in.
Yeah.
Um, as the
So
four of you,
I'm not gonna get um pest drunk. I'll just drink with them.
okay. As the four of you are sitting around the table drinking, is there anything going through any of your heads? Is there any memories that you want to share? Anything that's catching your mind at this moment? Four of you. As Arowena has kind of, without saying it, given this shield at this moment, where no one is coming to bother you. The barkeeper has actually walked over to a couple of the tables and like, leave them alone, please. They're going through a mourning as well, and he kind of explains to them like, we've been through this, we all understand this is what happens in life. Let them have their time away. There'll be time for celebration another day. But he kind of helps guide all this from the four of you and gives you a moment of just peace and quiet.
I don't I don't think Castle's gonna say anything, but her thoughts are just split between every action they took since they left Stillwell up until Snark's passing and trying to do what she tactically has been trained to do and been like, well, if I had done this, it wouldn't have happened. Or if I had done this, it wouldn't have happened. Or maybe if we did this, it wouldn't have happened. Like, so that's
You're
that
going
half,
back through and analyzing every step, trying to
that
find
half of
where you
her
missed.
brain. And then the other half of her brain is just constantly still asking her God, like, why? Why do you take people who love me away? What did I do to deserve that? Just why?
Is
So
there,
it's a storm in her brain.
mhm. Is there anything
And
that slips out of your brain and into words for the party to hear as you're sitting at the table?
I think she just it's tactically back and forth and she just finally is just like, fuck death. And fuck her. And then I'm back in my drink.
Okay.
I think Benji is sort of going through the same mindset as Castle, but hers is much more hate filled, and she's blaming herself for not being enough, for not getting there, for not being fast enough to get to him in time. And I think in that moment, she has the bottle of this amber liquid and she squeezes so tight it shatters in her hand. And she sits there as her blood drips down onto the bar. And she just whispers, because she's right next to Castle. She just whispers, I'm tired of not being enough. And she
Nice.
just,
As you say that, you hear the rushing of feet as one of the barkeepers, helpers, comes over and starts cleaning up. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll get this taken care of right
I,
away.
that was my fault.
It's
I
okay. I got
apologize.
this. Um, as Erwina tries to continue to that wall of interface,
Okay.
and she'll just start prestidigitationing the mess up,
Okay.
carefully scooping the glass, again, kind of moving in that shielding way
Okay.
around the table.
Sounds good. And I'm guessing this is going to kind of be a rhythmic pattern of what's happening back and forth for the next couple hours until the inn clears out. And the barkeeper walks over and he says, he lays four keys on the floor on the table. Upstairs to the right.
I think the moms only need one.
Yeah, I hand one back.
Whatever you don't need, leave on the table and we'll pick it up.
Um, Again, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mess up your bar.
It's no worries. We'll take care of it. Y'all get some rest. We have a wake to plan tomorrow, correct? And you can see this smile kind of cross his face in a very not
Yeah, I
trying
thought.
to portray, the emotion that he's hiding as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But yes.
I think at the second the word wake and like a smile comes across his face, I have snatched that key and I am going upstairs.
Okay.
Like, nah, all right. There's no more shielding anymore. Like,
Mhm.
we're done.
Yep.
Like I said, I look at him and say, tomorrow.
Of course. We've cleared the rest of the bar out, so you just have the evening.
Thank you.
And the four of you have the moments to head to rest.
I kind of rip up some of my shirt and make a makeshift bandage, kind of wrapping my hand up, and I just look to Irwina and Jinjak. Um, I didn't say this before, but you guys also did amazing. We weren't there to really help you fight because we were trying to get to the big guy, but I mean, now we know that you're capable of fighting without us. So be proud of that. And I'm proud of both of you.
Well, I'd like to say a word for Polaris. Uh, oh, I just did say a word for Polaris.
Oh, that was
That was the
Okay.
word.
Okay.
I'm going to bed now.
I'm like, he can't show up for you to tell it to him right now because I'm tired.
All right. I was ready to turn in when I got here.
All right, come on, up to bed. Let's go. Move along. And I just start ushering them up the stairs.
I'll go to bed. I'll raise an eyebrow and then say, fair enough. And
But there's still dishes to do downstairs.
Leave that
Like
for the help.
what he said.
We'll take care of it. Go get some rest.
Don't make me pull you by the ear. I will.
That's unkind to say. I have big ears. And she's just now like that sleepy, silly like stage.
Fine.
I have big ears, and you don't.
Yes.
That's just not
Wow.
fair. That's not fair.
You can try if you want to pull my ear. You can try. And I just like lean over.
Lift the lift the fur.
Yoink.
I just like move my hair back and kind of let my, yeah. And if she grabs it, I'm gonna pretend to, ouch, that hurts so much. And I just kind of give her a side hug and while ushering her up the stairs. So I'm just like, gotta go.
And as you all reach the top of the stairs, Castle already, door half open, Castle laying on the bed. The other two of you unlock the doors and head into small rooms. Nothing spectacular, of course, but a bed nonetheless. You actually have a moment of rest, a moment of quiet, true quiet, where only the people that you want to be around you are around you. And you get a good night's rest. I know I'm not torturing anybody with dreams or anything like that. We've awaked you.
Yay, long rest.
Morning comes, just like the day before. Sounds are start to be heard underneath the floors from below. Whoever would like to rise first is welcome to, but one by one, you start to wake up.
I wake up and I'm heading first to Oak Crest.
Okay, Oaken Crests.
Actually, if anyone else is awake, I'll say I'm gonna go get him a proper urn. If you want to come along.
I think I heard about the urn
Mm-hmm.
after I dropped the body. Like that was the conversation as I was walking out. And I've left a little bag of like 20 gold and a note for Jin Jack outside of his door.
Okay.
That's just urn, snark, and my door is still shut.
Okay.
All right, I'll take. Do I find the bag?
Yep, you found a
Yeah,
bag.
it's like right outside your door.
Okay. I'll take the earn money
Okay.
to Oakencrest.
You take it to Oaken Crests.
As you pass Erwina's door, you do hear a "Oh my God, what is this?" as you pass.
Okay. The mumbles of Arowina's sleep catch her. You head outside. Immediately are greeted by the sun of the artificial sun of the blessing, and head to a large logging facility. On the back end, you can see where the blacksmith has been built, like onto it, and there's an emblem that sits with a round crest and a large leaf tree, and it says on the top Oaken Crests.
All right. It's just me,
Okay.
I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
Just you walking in.
I'll be quick. I'll just go in.
Okay. Walk in.
And I'll
One of the brothers is
find
awake.
what I want, and I want an urn that kind of looks like this,
Okay.
right here,
All right.
like just like a little snark.
All right. And as you show show Sork what the actual urn looks like. He says, "Oh yeah, we can definitely find that one. Won't run you
get
much as
it
well.
today?
If it needs done today, we'll get it done today."
bless your heart. And I just pay him.
Okay. What material would you like it in?
Oh, geez, whatever. Here's the money. Use your own judgment, just the best of whatever you can get for the money.
How much money did you give him?
Uh, I gave him 25 gold.
On top of what? Because you gave him whatever, or is it 25 gold total from you?
25 gold total from me.
Okay.
Yeah. On top of whatever my split was.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
Yeah.
That's 28 and
28.
change.
Yeah. 28 gold.
okay.
Actually, it's this one. Ah, jeez. What am I doing? Hang on a second. I don't know why it does that. No. Something like this.
Yeah, we can do it. Let's see what we can do.
I think that one. Yeah, or this one. Whatever. It's got a. It would be nice if it looked like him, and when he's happy.
We'll give him a big old smile on his face.
That's exactly it. Happy snort.
All right. And he takes the sketch from you and he says, I have an idea. And he actually takes 5 of the gold and he immediately drops it into a bucket. He's like, melt this down, brim it.
Even better.
And
Thank you.
he gets to work. He actually runs over to the other door, pounds on it, and says, wake up!
I'll be back tonight. Pick it up.
We got work to do.
Then I'll head back to the tavern.
As you lead the head out, you can see the younger brother kind of opens the door and scuffles out. He starts to explain to him as you're walking out the door. But yeah, they're going to take care of it.
I'll make arrangements for not today, but tomorrow, because they still have to make the urn. And we'll have a service. Actually, is it customary is 3 days after death? But what the hell, we don't follow custom. And so tomorrow. So I'll go talk to. Sorry, I'll be quick, guys. Hang on. Tell Ren
Mhm.
to pass the word that we're going to have a service for tomorrow morning at the shrine,
All right.
followed by a wake at the tavern.
All right. Sounds good. And she'll start to pass that word around, and it immediately goes like wildfire across Stillwell. Unless anybody else is doing anything, by the middle of the day, you start to see people bringing carts of things to both the shrine and the tavern.
Sweet. That's what I was hoping for.
So,
And then I'll start prepping for the cooking because there's lots of dishes that require 2 days of preparation.
okay.
And I'll help out in the kitchen and I'll leave a note on Arwena's door letting her know what I've been up to.
Okay.
And I'll leave a note on the mommy's door as well.
All right.
And I said, I know I should have talked this over with you first, but you looked like you needed your rest. So here's the plan. And I explained to them.
Okay.
Service tomorrow morning, or little temple not really a service, more like a ceremony tomorrow morning, followed by a wake, and then we'll have a proper send off for our little goblin buddy. And then I get to work in the kitchen.
All right. Head off, work in the kitchen. What are the rest of the 3 of you doing during the day for this? You have a day before the wake.
And Castle decides to leave the room. She is in her civilian clothes for the first time, probably since she got to Icewind Dale. No armor, no cloak, just black tunic, black pants, boots. All of her braids and adornments are in her room, hair just in a ponytail, very plain. And I don't know if Benji's coming with me, but I'm gonna go find something fun and something mischievous to do. Because that is what my son would want.
Oh.
Um,
Do hear from Erwina's room a lot of what you can only assume are normally the commands she gives Polaris in Druidic. There's a whole ruckus.
I hear that ruckus and I'm like, I'm gonna let her
Deal
have
with
that.
let her deal with her, and I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go cause a ruckus somewhere else.
Okay.
before Castle leaves the room, I kind of just sit back on our bed and I'm just like, hey, before everything happens, um, will you I'm so not good at this. So just like I'm whispering that. I'm just like, suck at this. Do you want to go to our spot and, hang, chip? Um, Meet me at our spot tonight. Okay?
I can do that.
All right. I'm gonna go look for somewhere to get a tattoo.
Oh,
Oh,
we getting tattoos?
yeah.
Let's go get
Actually,
tattoos. Let's go get
okay.
tattoos. Let's
Are you
go.
sure? I
I
don't want to
was
stop your plans.
I was gonna go cause a ruckus, but
We can do that too.
okay, tattoos, ruckus.
Okay. Immediately I'm just like I start getting dressed. I see you're not wearing your armor today, or
Nah,
is this like customary for
no. He would want me to be free. There's a lot of extra weight attached to everything that I wear, and today's not the day for that.
well, you look beautiful either way.
I am trying not to cry because no one's ever told me I'm beautiful. Ever. Not mom, not dad, no one. I'm like,
Oh,
it's
did
like
I
that moment. I'm like trying to
do
suck a tear back up into my eye.
oh, don't cry, please. I
I'm
don't want
not.
people to
I'm not.
okay, you wanna go get tattoos now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
I just
we
grab
go
her
get
hand
tattoos.
yeah, I just grab her hand and lead her off. Question the barkeep
Mhm.
on where to, do this.
Oh, maybe. I don't know where you're gonna find tattoo people out here. Check at Fieldwell's. He might know of someone.
Oh, well. Okay. Thanks. And again, sorry about last night. I don't usually drink.
It's no worries.
Okay.
We've all been through a lot.
That we have. All right, come on. And I lead Castle out.
Okay. You lead Castle out. Erwina is dealing with. Let's pull the camera, shall we, on this? Because
Okay.
my curiosity has
know
now
what's
sparked.
happening.
If I can add a little bit of a cinematic, is once Castle has walked away, Castle and Benji have left the hallway,
Mhm.
the crack of Erwina's door is just glowing with light. And
So as we bring
As
as we fade the
yeah,
camera
down
through the
door.
door into this room, what is happening?
All Erwina's room is just brimming with light as she's getting was in the middle of getting ready, and instinctively, as she's thinking about going through the day, as she's putting on her cloak, a shimmering armor of gold and light has encased her in a protective field. It is golden scales. It is almost translucent. It is a lot. And she's having a panic attack. And in that panic attack, to add to the panic attack, um, four dancing lights have like erupted from her and are just orbiting the room, making all sorts of like mischief as she's like, what is happening here? And is literally trying to catch little light motes
Okay.
throughout
So
her room.
as the light motes bob and weave as she reaches to grab them, some will go underneath, some will go over top.
Just
One
all of
flies
them.
right around the tip of your ear and flies past you. Give me a perception
she's
check
like
real fast.
having a panic attack.
Yep, and I'm about to make it worse.
Oh, good. Perception.
Maybe. We'll see if you see it.
That'd be a 9.
You just get the glance, like just out of the corner of your eye. You think you saw it, but you weren't sure. The moat, as it spins past you, it's not just light. There's actually a shape within the moat itself as it flings by you.
Excuse me. Come here. Get here right. Whatever you're doing, whoever you are.
As
I don't
you
know
two
what-
hit the bottom of the stairs, you can hear the stomping as Arowena is running around her room.
Jumping on the bed.
Yeah.
It is
It is,
absolute chaos.
yeah.
Did you teach her to rage? Because that's a lot.
I take no responsibility for that.
Okay, we leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll walk out.
The light from Erwina's window is like blinding.
Yeah. If it wasn't for if you were not in Stillwell, this would be a sight to see. But you're in Stillwell, which is the only area where there's light. So light flickering out of here is a little harder to catch. But there are glimpses of it where it's blues and reds and greens and purples and all these different flickering of lights. And then all of a sudden, it just out. All four lights disappear.
Erwina breathes a breath of relief as she looks down at like the shimmering armor on her, and she's like, I don't know what to do about this though. And is gonna continue to have a smaller but less manic panic attack.
As you two go look for Fieldwells, and Jinjack is scurrying around between Oakencrests and the Perch, back and forth, making sure that the urn is going well, making sure that the food is going well, stopping off at the shrine to make sure that everything is prepped and prepared. The two of you find Fieldwell in his small general store, potion store, and Fletcher. It's this combined conglomerate of different shops to keep the place from having overpopulation of things in the area. Well, welcome again.
Hi.
Hello. We were kind of wondering if you knew someone in town that did tattoos.
Not here. I'd say probably your best option would be going to East Haven, but you've got about a half a day's to get back. I can brand you. I mean, if that's what you're looking for.
I like pain, but I don't like that kind of pain. But thank you, though.
It's
Just
an
looked
offer.
at Gassel.
And you can see this squirrely little man just kind of just gives off a grin and a snicker, and oh, it's the best I can do.
Well, we gotta go back there.
We do.
eventually, but we can't go back there without everybody. So, what if we did that when we went back?
Yeah, I like that idea. We can make it a and Benji stops as she starts to stutter out the word date.
We fully do a lot of things together. You can say date.
I can't say it
Why?
because I'm bad at this. It's like trying to say it. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't say that either.
Okay. That's fine. Do you want to go cause a ruckus?
I do. What did
Okay.
you have in mind?
What would Snark do?
Mm.
The nice day out. They're preparing a party and a ceremony, which we cannot interfere with. Jinjak will disown us. But we gotta do something.
He would be pretty mad. Yeah, I think he might. I think he might learn to rage if he caught us. Um. Well, Snark told me when we first met, and I don't think this is. I don't think you're gonna like this, but he told me that he liked to steal things.
We cannot steal from these people.
Of course not. Of course not. We would never. But maybe we could. I don't know. He's just so good at just causing a ruckus.
No, I don't. Do you know how we caused ruckuses in the order? Do you know how we caused a ruckus? We dueled each other to the point of death. That was a ruckus.
That seems a little much. Just saying.
I just like look over at him and I'm
Fiona's
like,
just standing there listening to you two.
I just like look at him and I'm like, you got no idea, dude.
I am
Okay.
gonna go back to work now.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Or
Just scoots off.
I mean, can you make things talk like, or do the little picture thing where he what is it? I think minor illusion or something.
No, I
I think
don't
he did that.
can't do that. But um let's go to the creek.
Okay, all right. Am I gonna like this plan?
You don't have a choice.
Okay. Well,
And for the first time, like smile and mischief, which is probably terrifying on Castle, comes fully over her face, and I am running for the creek.
So as
well,
you grab,
hold on.
so yeah, you grab Benji's hand and just dart out the door, and you hear in the back as you're walking out, "Thanks for not stealing." As you run past Filled Wells, through the area where all of the tents are still from Bryn Shander guards, and past the shrine into the forest, heading
Bye,
towards the
Jack! We're
creek.
going to the creek!
Jin Jack heads back heading to his next destination to continue the wake.
I wanted to drop one note to Erwina.
Sure. I mean, you pretty much have the whole day to do things. I mean, this is kind of where
Yeah.
we're.
I've never been good at mischief, but I thought it would be appropriate if someone could pull a prank on Snark's wake. But I'm no good at it, so I thought maybe I'd ask you.
Yeah. As Jinjak goes to put another note, as he noticed, Arena is not an early riser. It's been loud It's been weird. There is a bunch of notes on her door that you have left.
She hasn't read anything.
Are you all right in there? I knock on the door.
Uh, and she like kind of like cracks the door open, and Jinjak gets to see Erwina in like the glittering scales over her clothes. I'm fine or dying. I don't know.
There's a
don't
world
know.
of difference between those two conditions.
I
just
I
wanted to
don't
say.
know. I don't know what's going on.
I was gonna ask before you opened the door if you were decent. Um, but I see that you're going through some changes. Is this a druid thing?
I don't think so.
Because you weren't like this yesterday.
No. No. No, I wasn't. And my grandmother could make her skin into rocks. My mother could make her skin barkish. I don't know what this is.
I'd say it looks like whatever it is, it's quite pretty, Arwina.
Ah.
And you'd probably scare the crap out of everyone in the tavern if you go down there looking like that. Not that I'm making any judgment. I'm perfectly fine with you being whatever you want, but I'm just curious, can you turn it off?
I don't know.
You hear
This
a
has
tap
never-
at the window.
Your window.
Excuse me. Excuse me,
No, I was
Ginger.
gonna ask you about, well,
And she'll go to
yeah,
her
I mean-
window.
And you see a Borealis finch tapping at the window.
She will cautiously open that. The door is open, so Jinjak can see all this
Yeah.
going on, and that her room is like destroyed
Yeah. Room is destroyed. You
from all her jumping and running.
Is anything
So
broken?
just a reminder, Castle and Benji are off into the towards the creek. You're going to
Right.
get this message that's going to from as this bird sneaks up, pulls himself up. You notice that there is a twine wrapping around the leg of the bird.
Yeah, and she'll gently, she'll coo to it, lovingly, as it's like,
Kind of-
oh, good, finally something weird, but I understand this weird.
Right.
She'll take the note off of its leg.
Okay. You unwrap it. The note is in very scratchy markings. Like it's language, but it's very jagged. And it says, "You know exactly what we need. Your father has been taken for help,
Good.
and all you have on there is a golden griffin feather wrapped within it. And while all this is happening, we'll find out the rest of it next week."
Ah, is all Erwina says to this weird cryptic note.
Thank you all for coming for the last episode of Snark for now. Maybe he'll come back, maybe he won't. But for now, we'll say goodbye to Snark next week fully, unless something else gets in the way. Oh, real quick, we're going to run around the circle. Let everybody know who you are, what you're doing, and where they can find you. We'll start with Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I too have an existential crisis all the time. But anyway, you can find me on TikTok at Wild Hearts. You can also, we just announced that officially that we are going to be having our own series running a couple times a month on the Bad Ideas channel. So if you like all of my weird, wacky antics here, you can get more weird, wacky antics on TikTok and our Twitch eventually. We're really looking forward to starting up this new project. Yeah, that's it for now.
Awesome. Torrance, what's happening over there?
Hey guys, I'm Torrance. You can find me here on Twitch and on TikTok at the Tiny T14. Here on Twitch, it's lots of games, lots of rage. It's real silly and fun, and you're more than welcome to come hang out and join the fun game with us. We have an absolute blast. And over on TikTok, we're telling more castle content. I have a bunch of other characters going on, and there will also be a new character showing up on my TikTok soon. So get ready for that cool, fun thing. And I'm happy to be here, and hopefully I'll be less sick.
Chris, any news? Any artwork?
Yeah. One sec.
Sure
I
thing.
would do a series of roughs, but I think I
Awesome.
got something blocked out for the It's
Oh, you
oh
still have your
shoot.
blur.
You still have your
Your
blur
blur.
on, so it's blurring it.
Oh, sorry. I turned my
That's okay.
blur on
You're
by
good.
accident. Virtual background. None. There we
Yeah.
go.
There we go.
There we are.
So I just blocked it out for the
Okay.
most part. It's
Aww.
like a toast to our to the urn.
Toast to the urn.
Yeah. There are multiple versions, but I
Yep.
just
We'll see which one sticks.
yeah, I'll clean that up when I get a chance.
No worries. Chris has been our amazing
I've done my end.
artist.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, James.
No, I would say Chris has been our amazing artist throughout the entirety of Dress to Quest, and will continue to make amazing artwork every single week. It seems like, which is incredible. Uh, Space, anything?
Yeah, you guys can find me here at Gen Con TV
There you go.
for now. I got some stuff in the works, but for
Ooh.
now, you can find me here.
Awesome. And I, of course, am the lucky and absolutely thankful game master here for Dress to Quest. You can find me on Wednesday nights over on my channel on Tabletop Misfits at 9 p.m., where we interview guests every week. This week is the Weathered Dragon. They do customized tables and accessory, all sorts of crazy stuff. But I'm looking forward to talking with them. You can also find us on social media at Tabletop Misfits. Stay tuned though, because things are going to start changing, as Dress to Quest should have merchandise coming soon, as well as a new intro, which I've been working heavily on for the last couple weeks. So hopefully y'all like that, and we can continue to give you amazing stories here in the world of Icewind Dale, where everything is horrible and nobody wants to be here, but for some reason we're all here in the cold and snow. So, also, last but not least, there is a new show starting up on Tabletop Misfits here in the next couple weeks. It will be kit building, it will be gunpla, Legos, minis, and painting. It'll be ran by another person of our team, and we're hoping to bring a new side of things. So keep an eye on all the socials for everything that we're doing. And of course, thank you once again for coming to hang out with us here at Dress to Quest, and we'll see you guys all next week. Have a good night.